In the lush and scenic Swat Valley of Pakistan, nestled amidst the majestic mountains, there existed a small town called Mingwar. It was here in this town that an extraordinary girl named Malala Yousafzai was born. A girl who would grow up to become a beacon of hope and courage for millions around the world. On July 12, 1997, Malala entered the world as the second child to a loving family. Her father, Zayuddin, was not just an ordinary man. He was a teacher by profession and an education activist at heart. He instilled in his children, Malala and her two brothers, the importance of education from a very young age. From the time she could speak, Malala displayed an impressive command of the Urdu language. And it wasn't long before she started expressing her opinions on various matters, much to the amusement and occasional exasperation of her parents. By the time she reached school, Malala had blossomed into a bright and inquisitive student who was particularly drawn to poetry. Her teachers recognized her sharp intellect and nurtured her love for learning. But outside the classroom walls, the Swat Valley was grappling with a growing threat. The Taliban had arrived, and their oppressive rule cast a shadow over the entire region. Among their many draconian edicts, they banned girls from attending school. This unjust decree filled young Malala with a sense of injustice and ignited a fire within her to fight for the right to education. Little did everyone know that this seemingly ordinary girl would soon become an extraordinary symbol of courage. As the Taliban's grip on the valley tightened, fear became a constant companion for the residents. Many families, including Malala's, had to flee their homes and seek refuge in neighboring regions. But the Yousafzai family refused to be intimidated. They knew that education was the most powerful weapon they could wield against the Taliban's tyranny. So began Malala's journey of speaking out against the Taliban. At the tender age of 11, she penned a diary chronicling her experiences under the Taliban's oppressive rule. What sets this diary apart is that it wasn't just a personal journal. It was a brave act of defiance against those who sought to silence the voices of girls like Malala. She wrote about her daily life, her fears and aspirations, all while concealing her identity to protect herself from the Taliban. Her words were smuggled out of the valley and published in the BBC Urdu service. Overnight, Malala became a local hero, known only as the girl who wrote for the BBC. The impact of her anonymous writings was profound. People looked to her words for solace and strength, recognizing in her own story their own struggles and aspirations. As the Taliban's brutality escalated, the need for anonymity became even more crucial. Malala continued to use her gift for words as a shield against the darkness, each word a tiny ember of hope in the face of adversity. But the Taliban's eagle eyes were searching for the author behind the powerful words that stirred the hearts of many. Despite the risks, Malala's father, Zayuddin, encouraged her to keep writing, knowing that the cause was worth the peril. The bravery exhibited by both Malala and her father in these perilous times serves as an inspiration for us all. In the darkest moments of history, it is often the simplest acts of courage that shine the brightest. However, the relentless Taliban eventually discovered Malala's identity, forcing her to cease her writings. They had found the voice that had been echoing their oppression back at them, and they were determined to silence her. Fear gripped the Yousafzai family, for they knew that Malala had become a thorn in the side of the Taliban, and thorns are often pricked. As whispers of Malala's identity being revealed spread like wildfire, the situation took a terrifying turn. Her photographs appeared in pamphlets distributed by the Taliban, branding her as an apostate. The once bright and smiling face of the young girl was now marred by fear and uncertainty. The Taliban had made it clear that they considered Malala a traitor, and they would unhesitate to punish her severely. With each passing day, the danger surrounding Malala grew, casting a dark cloud over the entire community. The question on everyone's lips was, what would become of the brave girl who dared to defy the Taliban? But Malala's story doesn't end here. Just when it seemed like the Taliban had won, something remarkable happened. An unexpected glimmer of hope emerged. A local journalist working with the BBC managed to get Malala's diary entries out of the valley, where they gained national attention. Suddenly, Malala's name echoed far beyond the borders of the Swat Valley. People from all corners of Pakistan started talking about her, sharing her story, and demanding justice for the young girl whose voice had been silenced. The power of media in amplifying Malala's narrative cannot be overstated. It acted as a catalyst, propelling her story onto the national stage and igniting a movement for her safety and justice. the weight of the nation's attention settled upon Malala's shoulders, transforming her into a symbol of hope for countless girls denied education by the Taliban. As the world began to take notice of Malala's plight, pressure mounted on the Taliban to ensure her safety. International human rights organizations joined the chorus, demanding that Malala be allowed to continue her education without fear of reprisal. The Taliban, faced with mounting pressure from both national and international bodies, found themselves at a critical juncture. The world was watching, and their actions would be scrutinized under the harsh glare of the media spotlight. In a surprising turn of events, the Taliban initially agreed to a truce, granting Malala permission to return to school. It seemed as though peace had returned to the valley, but this fragile calm was short-lived. The Taliban's true colors resurfaced, and they quickly resumed their oppressive tactics, once again targeting Malala and her family. The fragile hope that had flickered was snuffed out, plunging Malala's life into turmoil once more. On October 9, 2012, when Malala was just 15 years old, she boarded the bus home from school alongside her friends and fellow students. Little did she know that this ordinary journey would turn into an extraordinary chapter of her life. As the bus traveled along the route, a motorcycle pulled alongside. Two men on the motorcycle opened fire, and Malala could feel the searing pain as bullets tore through her. Amidst the chaos, she lost consciousness. When she regained her senses, she found herself in a hospital bed, her life hanging in the balance. The news of the attack sent shockwaves around the world. People from all walks of life united in their condemnation of the Taliban's heinous act. Global leaders, celebrities, and ordinary citizens alike expressed their outrage and solidarity with Malala, sending heartfelt messages of support and wishing her a swift recovery. The attack on Malala had transcended borders, touching the hearts of people across the globe. It was a stark reminder of the brutal reality of violence and the urgent need for peace in education. Miraculously, Malala survived the attack, although she endured multiple surgeries to repair the damage caused by the gunshot. In the aftermath of the shooting, Malala and her family faced a daunting decision. They had become symbols of courage and resistance against the Taliban, but at what cost? The threat of further attacks loomed large, casting a long shadow over their lives in Pakistan. In a courageous move, Malala and her family chose to relocate to the United Kingdom, where she could receive treatment in a safe environment away from the reach of her attackers. Upon her arrival in the UK, Malala underwent extensive medical care to address the physical and psychological trauma resulting from the shooting. The road to recovery was a long and arduous one, but Malala's indomitable spirit shone through. With the unwavering support of her family, medical professionals, and a global community that rallied around her cause, Malala gradually regained her health and strength. In a remarkable display of resilience and determination, Malala's recovery extended beyond her physical well-being. On her 16th birthday, July 12, 2013, she addressed the United Nations on a special day declared as Malala Day in her honor, standing before the international audience. Malala eloquently shared her experiences of living under the Taliban's oppressive regime and the traumatic ordeal she endured. Her words were a testament to her courage and unwavering commitment to the cause of education for all. Malala emphasized that education is not just a privilege, but a fundamental human right that should be accessible to every child, regardless of gender, ethnicity, or religion. In the wake of her powerful speech, Malala's influence and global recognition soared to new heights. People from all walks of life were inspired by her strength and determination in the face of adversity. Her message resonated with individuals, governments, and organizations worldwide, prompting a renewed commitment to promoting girls' education and advocating for peace and equality. Following her historic speech at the UN, Malala co-authored a book titled I Am Malala, The Girl Who Stood Up for Education and Against the Taliban. Published in 2013, the book became an international bestseller, captivating readers with her inspiring story. Through her memoir, Malala not only shared her personal experiences, but also shed light on the broader issues of education, equality, and the resilience of the human spirit. The book was met with widespread acclaim, earning numerous awards and being translated into over 40 languages. It served as a platform for Malala to amplify her message to an even wider audience, urging people around the world to support her mission. In recognition of her exceptional courage and unwavering commitment to social change, Malala was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014, making her the youngest Nobel laureate in history at the age of 17. The honor reflected the profound impact she had made on the global stage and the recognition of her outstanding contributions to the cause of education and peace. Since then, Malala has continued her tireless advocacy through the Malala Fund, an organization she founded to empower girls around the world to break barriers and access quality education through various initiatives and programs. The fund has supported millions of girls in obtaining educational opportunities and breaking cycles of poverty and inequality. Today, Malala stands as a beacon of hope and inspiration for millions of people around the world. Her story is a testament to the transformative power of education, the importance of standing up for one's beliefs, and the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Her unwavering commitment to social change and her ability to articulate her thoughts with eloquence and grace have made her a global icon for peace and equality. Malala's journey from a young girl who dared to write about her experiences under the Taliban to becoming a Nobel Peace Prize laureate is nothing short of extraordinary. Her courage in the face of danger, her determination to fight for education, and her ability to inspire millions have solidified her place as a true champion for positive change. As Malala continues to use her platform to empower girls and promote peace, her legacy serves as a reminder that one person's voice can indeed make a difference in the world.